Welcome to another eAcademy episode dedicated to the VersaPlus control panel. Today we will show you how to add keyfobs to the system by means of the dloadx program, as well as by using the INT TSG keypad. We will also demonstrate how to assign appropriate functions to the keyfob buttons and how the keyfobs work in practice. What do we need for that? As in the previous installment, we will use the same VersaPlus set, including transformer and battery, as well as the INT TSG touchscreen keypad and an extra ACU 270 wireless system controller. The SOW 300 beacon to signal how the output activates. 3 APT 100 keyfobs, which will be assigned to the users created in the previous episode. Additionally, a PC computer running the Windows operating system, the dloadx program that you can download for free from our website, and a mini USB cable. Okay, let's proceed to configure the control panel. The control panel is already running in the service mode, so start the dloadx program. Connect the control panel to the computer using the mini USB cable. Accept the USB connection message and read data from the control panel. And then perform identification. When this is completed, the ACU module will appear on the list of expansion modules in the Structure/Hardware window. Highlight it and go to the Keyfobs tab. First of all, to add a keyfob, you must select a user from the list. Highlight a field in the SN column and then click the New Device button. A window will open showing the number and name of the user. According to the on-screen instructions, press any key on the keyfob. As you can see, its number has been read by the program. Click OK and proceed to add a keyfob to another user. The second keyfob is to be added exactly in the same way. Select a user and click New Device. Press any keyfob button and save it to the system. Having added 2 keyfobs, you can see in the keyfobs window their serial numbers and the automatically assigned functions from the default user schedule. You can preview all the functions that can possibly be used in the Users window, Users Schedules tab. In the previous installment, we showed the available schedules and how to modify them. For the keyfobs we have added today, some functions have been assigned by default to the corresponding buttons according to the schedule. For the first keyfob, these are empty circle number 39, which means ARM partition 1 and 2 full ARM. Empty square number 42, which means disarm and clear alarm partition 1 and 2. Triangle number 53, enable output 3. Square number 54, enable output 4. The full circle button has no function assigned to it. We will assign, for example, the function number 43 panic alarm to this button for the user Maciej. The combination of pressing the 2 buttons of both circles remains unused. We will skip it in our example. Each of the functions assigned by default can be edited by assigning another function or removing it. In the next columns, you can assign functions by the keyfob LED. As you know, the APT 100 keyfob features two-way communication, so you can get confirmation that keyfob transmission has been received or that the assigned function works well by the corresponding LED coming on. This functionality of the APT 100 keyfobs must be pre-programmed. For the first user in the column LED1, select the function 13, ARM partition 1, for LED2, ARM partition 2, and for LED3, function 1, that is, output status output 1. Click the right button at the window bottom to save the keyfob settings to the ACU module. Thus, the process of adding keyfobs in DLoadX has been completed. Now we will show you how to add a keyfob by using the keypad. Use the 00 hash shortcut to exit the service mode. Next, enter the user code, which in our case is the administrator's code 1111, and confirm it using *. Select item 2, users, and confirm with hash. Then select edit user and, using the arrows, select user 3. Confirm your choice using hash and proceed to editing. Skip the items you do not want to change by pressing the hash key. Go to the item What about ABAC's keyfob. Use the up and down arrows to select the Add item. In the Select Reader item, use the up-down cursor to select the ACU controller. Confirm your choice by using hash and, according to the instructions on the keypad, press the keyfob button. When added, proceed to select the function of buttons and LED confirmations. Select the function 39, confirm with hash, and pass on to the next button. Assign the function 42, then function 53, and then 54. Press hash to skip the items you do not want to change. Thus we have finished adding a keyfob to the user by means of the keypad. Okay, now we will show you how to operate the control panel using the keyfobs added to the system. Press the empty circle button, which is used for arming. Additionally, the keyfob LED comes on to signal that the command has been performed by the control panel. Now press the empty square button to disarm the system. Finally, we will show you how to disable the first output. Press the triangle button. The beacon turns on, which is also confirmed by the corresponding keyfob LED coming on. Now disable the first output, press the square button, and the beacon turns off. In today's episode, we have presented the process of adding keyfobs to the VersaPlus control panel using the ACU 270 module. In the same way, you can add keyfobs to the system by using other wireless modules manufactured by SATEL. For more detailed information on the topic discussed in today's episode, please follow the link under the video. In the next eAcademy installment, we will discuss how to figure the INT-VG voice module integrated into the VersaPlus mainboard. Thank you for your attention. We invite you to watch the next episodes of the eAcademy. See you next time.